That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What's good? Top of the evening.
What's good, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in for another episode.
Yeah, we live. It's Tuesday, so y'all know it's the That's What I Said podcast, live and direct on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcast live, which should be on Spreaker.com, or you can catch it on YouTube, like I mentioned, or on Facebook. But we up in here. We trying to enjoy this Tuesday. The weather has just been tripping for the last, like 3 or 4 days. It's been hot and humid and everything else, and it's just retarded.
Mm-hmm. Mother Nature, her act right ain't acting right.
It definitely ain't. It definitely ain't. But tonight we definitely are going to turn it up as we always do on the podcast. And tonight is kind of an off topic, but not really an off topic because it all correlates to what we talk about here on That's What I Said. And tonight's topic, of course, is sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts. Let me sip my wine so I can marinate in the spirit.
Yeah,
So,
I think sometimes it hurts more than we want it to.
man,
I'm just being transparent and real and honest.
I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be honest. I'm convinced that a lot of people, I'm not gonna categorize people because people like to get in their feelings, because I got an Instagram post or a reel right now that's probably gonna go viral with and it's just a remix. It ain't nothing like completely original that I did. It's a remix, and people are getting in their feelings about it. And it's, talking about Gen X and Gen Zers, and, everybody wants to get in their feelings and say, now we're the old people and we're in our feelings because of how, certain things that the Gen Zers accept, the Gen Xers just should accept. And I'm just to the point where I'm just like, you just really need to leave us the fuck alone. Because you don't know. A lot of shit don't bother us. And I can actually say us, but in reality, I'm going to say me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself in a category or a title or anything. I thought the reel was funny, and that was the whole premise of me putting it on there, but people are getting in their feelings, and it's really the Gen Z people getting in their feelings. And, okay, be in your feelings. If that's the way you got to be, okay. But
Hey, Angela.
Hey, what's good, Angela, in the building? I don't know. Look, and I don't care how y'all feel. I really don't care. I don't care how people, people want to talk about how old people are and shit. If you're not in your 20s and 30s, people want to say you're old. If you're in your 40s and going into your 50s, whatever. ARP don't give a fuck. And at the end of the day, we still go enjoy life, and you still struggling in that shit. And then somebody had to comment and say, well, y'all are the people that's most in debt. From y'all motherfuckers.
For real.
Y'all the ones like wanting to go to college and then fail, and then you want to go back to college, or you drop out, and then all of a sudden you want this high paying job, but you find out you got to have a college degree or whatever the case, and you can't do that, and you blaming the Gen Zs or the Gen X's like somehow it's our fault that we are in debt because of the failures you decided to just not follow through with. I'm confused. So there's going to be a lot of truth tonight that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Like I said, You've been following the podcast. You already know how I feel about it. You already know how I feel about it. I mean, I don't think I need to play the button, but I'm gonna play it just for the listening audience.
I don't give a fuck.
At the end of the day, I really don't.
And you know what's funny is that, like you said, it's not an original post that you did. It was a remix reel, and it's social media. I mean, for real, people, come on.
This is gonna be the biggest truth hurts that I've ever done, other than this discussion. I mean, I've had discussions about the truth hurts, but this is going to be a true, organic conversation about the truth hurts, because this is the reality. And I want y'all to follow me. It's not a rabbit hole. It's just reality. And I'll be 100% real with my shit anyway, but people get in their feelings so much. They want you to side with them on the fuck shit that they believe in. It's okay to go into Target and you see, gay pride things and people are upset because people are going to be upset about it. That's just what it is. I mean, you got to think about it. The program is started in the churches, but we could go back before then, because the churches really was created in slavery days so black people can have something to believe in, because they believe black people didn't have nothing to believe in. You think? You brought us on a fucking boat where half the people that were on the boat died, and now those people are being brought to a land they don't know, and now they're slaves. Oh, I'm on my Juneteenth shit. Let me marinate. No. So we get comfortable in okaying that. Now they don't want, they bitching because it's Black History Month. Why they don't have White History Month and all this other shit. And I'm just like, look, it's not about a racist thing and it's not about racial things, but y'all make it that way because y'all want to be included in the conversation. You've been included in the conversation. You just negate the fact that the conversation never started with you. It just never started with you. That don't mean that you're not part of the conversation. It just never started with you. Because at some point, you're going to be in my shoes. Not that you're going to be pissed off, because really I'm not pissed off. I just think that people have to grab a hold of reality. Reality is the world that we live in today. The world we live in today is beyond measure of being screwed up. And the reason why that is because everybody has this ability now to voice their feelings on social media.
Right.
When we were growing up, it was no such thing in social media.
Hell no.
I mean, we had our conversations on the telephone, and we used to have the party lines where you had like 20, 30 people on there and shit. We listened to music and just laughing and joking or whatever. That was our social media. Right. Now we have social media where people can express themselves and have the freedom.
I was just going to say freely.
Yeah, and have the freedom of just being able to have free speech. Well, it's not so much free speech now because everybody's got something to say. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got an internet connection and everybody's got something to say.
Right.
Here comes the truth for y'all. Some of us don't give a fuck what you got to say.
It's real. And as much as you have friends on your friends list and whatever, you can post whatever you want. If someone comments and you don't like it, guess what? You don't have to. You can continue to scroll. It should not frickin' trigger you to get in your feelings and go down a humongous ass rabbit hole attacking each other behind a fucking keyboard.
I just think it's funny that people get they get in their feelings, and then all of a sudden, they develop this stronger than me type of thing. And they feel like their words are supposed to hurt you, and somehow you're just going to take your whole Instagram down because of them. Bro, if one of my reels is at 5,000 likes, or if something is at this many likes, why does it matter? Trails is in the building. Trails, I ain't seen you in forever. I just feel that people grab hold to things that they want control in, but they don't have no control over anything else in their life. The little bit of control that they have is social media. They don't have control of nothing else in their life. Nothing. So they get on social media and release all the frustrations that they have. Frustrations. I said frustrations. And I'm an asshole. but they release all these these frustrations because they have nothing else to do. They have no other outlet but social media. And then when their parents come up to them, or the adult that's in their life managing the progress of them growing the fuck up, because that's what we do now. We manage their process of growing the fuck up. We're not parents no more. Now we're managers at a damn a fucking daycare center, because we can't just put our kids in sports and do the things that we wanted to do growing up. We can't put our kids in after school activities because everybody wants to judge them. Oh, you just think you're better than me because your mom pays for your football or your dad pays for your soccer.
What?
I'm just blinking my eyes. I'm not going to say anything in response to that. I'm just going to blink my eyes. Because some people just are jealous of you. People are jealous of the process. People are jealous of your progress. And they can never just be happy that people are doing the things that they want to do. And they're happy about it.
Right. They can't give congratulations on you having your shit together and you're doing all this great stuff. No. They want to just rain on your parade, shit in the goodness that you're trying to expound on.
Right. Absolutely.
And they want to stay stuck in the proverbial toilet bowl that they're in.
Proverbial toilet bowl, and just spinning around and spinning around.
Right. I mean, the bitch is on auto flush.
I'm done. They need a bidet. But
I'm done.
I'm an asshole, but whatever.
What?
So I feel that sometimes the truth hurts, and the reason why it does is because some people don't realize that they avoid it as much as possible. People avoid the truth as much as possible. And the reason why they do is because they don't want to face the reality of that truth. Say you have a friend who thinks they're the life of the party, right? Mm-hmm. And they go in there and he thinks that he's just making everybody laugh and he's doing all this stupid shit while everybody's laughing. They're not laughing because he's funny. They're laughing at him because he ain't. The problem is that he really don't have no friends because those same friends are not going to hurt his feelings and tell him the truth. They don't want to bust his bubble. They just let him have his moment. Well, guess what? There's a bunch of people out there having their moments. There's a bunch of them. There's a whole shit ton of people that's out there having their moment, thinking that the grass ain't greener on the other side. It never will be. I'm just going to have dirt in my yard and I'm just going to spin it all up. I'm going to run a lawnmower through all my dirt. I ain't got no grass growing, but I'm going to run my lawnmower and cut the dirt. That's just the reality that people live in. They rather spin up shit and get people spun up and get people wrapped around their anxiety attack that they're about to have all over something that don't nobody agree with but them. And maybe probably a handful of other people. I mean, okay, I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Let me sip my wine.
What you about to say?
This Trump shit.
Oh, hell.
Has got people completely
losing their mind.
Yeah, they're losing their damn mind. They're talking about Civil War. People want to do a Civil War if Trump doesn't get to run for president. He was the best president the United States ever had. I mean, this is just comments that I've seen just all over social media. I think the shit's funny as fuck to me.
I
need to really watch my language if I want to ever get monetized on YouTube. And really, at this point, I'm just being me. So if my language offends you,
sorry, not sorry.
No, I'll apologize. Not for cursing. I apologize that you feel some type of way about how I like to use my vernacular.
True. But you know what's so funny that you bring that part up is that literally I was watching the things unfold with him, going to court and all that stuff today on CNN, and the supporters and the people rallying and all that stuff that were outside of the courtroom, to hear them, screaming obscenities about, they were saying FCNN, and they just kept repeatedly doing it to the point where CNN had to break from that because they were like, oh, well, I guess we have some supporters.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. How do you hate on a news report that's occurring on something that is, this is a huge thing for this country. I don't know if anybody truly realizes how big this really is.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be honest with you.
And all the news people are going to report on it.
I don't care. I look at it for content for my podcast. Dead ass. I don't look at it for nothing other than that. And the reason being is because effectively, there's nothing that us little people can do about it.
You're right.
I mean,
we can't.
Do I have an opinion per se as far as what's going on and his indictment and everything? Of course I do. But people are not ready to hear the truth. They don't see, this is the thing. If President Obama, former President Obama, had did the same thing, black people all over the United States would catch hell. All black people would catch hell. Because the assumption is that every black person in the United States voted for President Obama, which is not true.
Exactly.
Which is not true.
Not true.
But see, this is the social dynamic that we live in. People would rather have an assumption that they believe in and pass their rage through that shit. Just pass it right through it.
Yeah.
And then it's up to us to have a sensible conversation with this nomadic idiot that really just believes what the hell they believe because it's a racist thought and everybody wants to say it's not racist. He didn't call you a nigger. No, it's racist. You are assuming that because I'm black, I voted for the president that was black and I didn't vote for Trump.
Right.
I think Trump is brilliant. However, I said it before. He should never have been president. Granted, when he was president, he did some great things. I'll give him that. He did some real shitty things as president as well. There's no comparison between him and Biden or anybody else that has been president. The problem is you can't erase dumbassery.
Yeah.
It's like, how in the ass audacity do you think that you say something in 2016 and in 2023, it's coming back to bite you in the ass? Everything you said about protecting classified material is coming to bite you square in the ass today with no rabies shot. Just straight biting your ass cheek off.
Yeah, that karma comes back like a motherfucker.
And then to make matters worse, they're trying to bring back this whole Hillary Clinton thing, right?
Oh, of course.
Excuse me. So this is my opinion, and I'm gonna leave it alone, and then we're gonna keep going. They said they found these documents, whoop-de-whoop, right? If they found these documents, why didn't they prosecute her? This is my thinking. It wasn't enough documents to even be, it wasn't even something that was a harm to national security. And if it was, why didn't they prosecute her?
Right. She would have gone through the same exact thing that he is going through right now.
The truth hurts when you got well over 100 damn copy boxes full of fucking documents and classified material in your house, in a ballroom, at a resort that hundreds of, if not thousands of people have access to because it's wide open to the public.
Yep. And that shit just laying around.
And you just showing it to people. And everything that comes with holding classified material to a higher standard of security was not even, it wasn't even in place there.
None.
So the truth is hurt. The truth hurts. When you get charged with 37 counts and you sitting around pursed lip, pissed off, mad, be mad at yourself. Ain't nobody picking and choosing to mess with you.
Right.
If you can
You
actually
broke
just
the law.
if you can just
Period.
actually sit in that chair and tell the truth once, not just with the evidence that they're bringing out to the public because everybody wants to say it's a witch hunt. How's it a witch hunt if the truth is coming out? Mm-hmm. Like they have it. You have references. You have things to come back on it. That's the truth. You have things to validate that. That's the truth.
Yep.
If you ain't shit, but you think you the life of the party and somebody tells you, bro, we only laughing just so that we won't hurt your feelings. Because if we sit here and look at you straight faced, you gonna keep trying something until you get us to laugh. Eventually you're gonna get tired and realize you're not funny. I mean, that's the same thing with comedy. Some people think that they're really funny and then get out in front of a bunch of people and do the same shit that they do in front of their friends and they get booed. Yeah. And he was like, it's just a crowd. I'm going to try again next week. And you try a different crowd next week and you get the same results. Something wrong.
Right.
Either you're not funny or you have to have a better delivery. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. The truth hurts when you are emotionally invested. And you can't get out of that investment when you're emotional. When you're emotionally invested into something and then the truth comes out, that's going to hurt different. That's like in a relationship, you know, you get cheated on and you find out that this person cheating on you. That shit hurts. You're emotionally invested into that person. And then people tell you, oh, don't be emotional, you know, be strong, da-da-da.
No.
How you telling somebody to be strong when they're emotionally invested
right
into this relationship or into whatever situation it is?
Exactly.
It is hard. I mean, and people will say, "Oh, women are so so emotional," and you're not the bigger person. You got to be the bigger person and not let it affect you so much. And it's like, it's okay to show emotion. It's okay to be hurt. You're human.
Right.
But the reality is that the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. Some people will like to be honest just because they're assholes. And they had no intentions on treating you right. They had every reason just to be an asshole. And there was nothing that was going to be productive out of knowing that person or having a, I guess to make it, plain and simple, there was nothing that this person was going to benefit out of being in a relationship with you other than to hurt you. That's the truth.
Right. Hey, Tanya.
That's the truth. Hey, what's good, Tanya? That's the truth. People do not want to hear the truth because they're not ready to be emotional about the reality of what that is. People avoid the truth as much as possible so they don't have to deal with that. And then it's like when you sit that person down and say, hey, this is what it is. I ain't trying to hear all that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so you're just moving away from the truth
even further
to create some more bullshit to where somebody's going to see this and now it's going to happen 2 times as hard. Because people don't realize when you avoid the truth, it's going to come back to you. And it's going to come back to you even worse. Because when you get approached in that situation and somebody was supposed to tell you the truth and you ain't trying to hear it, guess what happens? You're going to develop another friendship or another relationship with somebody else. And then the truth is going to come out. And then that person is going to be 10 times as worse as the other person that was going to tell you the truth. When you should have just listened to begin with. But see, we can't have these conversations with nobody. I don't care how old you are, what label they want to put on you, Gen Z, Gen X, whatever, millennials, whatever the hell they want to put on you. It doesn't matter. The truth is that we as a society have gotten comfortable with who we are, the way we are, because this is who we are. Other people can't accept that. They want you to be like them.
Yeah.
They want you to feel entitled They want you to feel like you should be entitled to this and you should be entitled to that, and they supposed to give it to you. And no, that's not right.
And you should be far better in your life than where you're at right now. And
everybody's upbringing is not the same. Okay.
Exactly.
Everybody's education system is not the same.
Right.
Everybody's social media platform is not the same.
No.
Everybody's social life is not the same.
Is not the same.
Okay. So we have to get off of this comparison dynamic that we live in.
Yep.
And stop socially demonstrating this diversity of bullshit that people like to feed you and saying that it's okay if you don't have this. It's okay if you have this. Just make sure that you share it with everyone else. I got one better. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell nobody shit.
Yeah, because I mean, your thought process is your own thought process. You are not going to be identical or exactly the same as someone else. Stop pushing your stupidity over here.
I tell people all the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people all the time. I think comedy is the best medicine when people are in pain because it brings that endorphin of laughter back into their life. And it's not going to be set to make that person forget, you know, whatever it is, you know, the pain or whatever it is. Sometimes you can soften the blow with the truth with a little bit of comedy. You know, it's just the way you make people laugh. It's just the way you have people, you know,
right, smile
and have some type of joy in their life instead of feeling like it's a down moment, it's a downtime, and it's so hurtful and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yet you can ease the tremendous pain that individual's in.
Yeah.
By laughter, or you know, just being a supportive role for them in whatever, you know, traumatic event that they're undergoing.
Right, and I also think just the idea. Not saying that everything needs to be funny, everything needs to be comical, everything deserves laughter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have to accept the truth for what it is. You can't change it. The truth is what it is. And some people are having this cognitive dissonance of avoiding that truth by still doing the same old shit.
I'm dying.
Hope.
I just read that shit.
I'm so done with you, Hope. I appreciate you taking the time out and enjoy the rest of your day. And hey, you got to pay for that private school. You got to do what you got to do because guess what? That's a safe environment.
Yeah. And she said all the extra stuff to manage him.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Do what you do.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for listening.
But the truth is that we have this ability, I think, to not open these doors to have this conversation with people. People will have this conversation in a completely different aspect when it comes to the truth hurts. And it's, I think, painful to really just believe that people will avoid that conversation or avoid contact with another person to have that conversation. They say the truth hurts, and that's because people avoid it. People avoid it. And then people say, well, how is somebody avoiding it? How is somebody avoiding something they don't know? That's a great question. That is an absolute great question.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will never know the truth about someone or some things because they are avoiding letting you see the truth. Now,
they don't want you to know.
Yeah, they don't. But at the same time, what do you do about that? Accept people for who they are. Yeah. You got to realize some people ain't going to be shit. They never going to be shit. They weren't shit when you met them. That first indication that you felt that person wasn't shit, you should have believed that shit. Because all that person did was get better at protecting you from knowing the truth. That's all a lie is. That is all a lie is, and I can't stand liars. But that's what a lie is. Somebody protecting you from the truth. And everybody's like, what the hell? How is somebody protecting me from the truth when they're lying to me? Because they would rather tell you a lie than to tell you the truth. Because a lie sounds so much better than the truth.
Yeah, because they didn't want to face that reality.
They don't want to face the reality because it's a whole different ballgame when they got to face themselves in the mirror.
Right.
They've already accepted the fact that they're going to deal with the things they're going to deal with in life. And 9 times out of 10, what they deal with in life is not the same things you deal with in life. But they've gotten comfortable doing the ain't shit things that they do in their life, that they mask and hide things from the people that they shouldn't mask and hide things from. And now you got this person that has to now be socially acceptable to who you are. Now they know the truth. It's like, damn, do I still keep this person around me, or do I let them just continue to be the ain't shit person that they are? Sometimes you just got to let people be who they are, because you can't fix nobody.
Right.
And let me say this. Stop getting in relationships to where you think you can fix somebody. Stop getting in relationships where you think you have to be the Band-Aid for everything that this person is doing or not doing. Let's stop doing that. You can't fix other people's problems. You can't fix other people's willingness to not do better. It's not incumbent on you to be that person. You can't be the Band-Aid for a wound that's never going to heal, because that person doesn't want it to heal. They want to be in pain. They get attention when they're in pain. You can't fix that person. That person does not want to be fixed. And when you realize that, now you're trapped, because now you're emotionally invested in this person and it's hard to get out. I'm just saying. You're carrying a suitcase with no clothes in it. And it ain't even your clothes that's supposed to be in there. You packing all of his shit or all of her shit and carrying all of their shit around. And the shit's getting heavy. You going to the airport, it's more than 50 pounds. You paying for that bag. And it ain't even your shit. Just saying. Just saying. You got anything else?
I really don't. I'm sitting here just like trying to rope all that excuse me, that the conversation in and everything that we discussed in the last 30 minutes. Like, it was a lot. It was heavy. There was a lot of gems and a lot of things in there that y'all don't, if you didn't catch it live, need to hit the replay. For real.
Well, they're going to have to hit the replay if they didn't catch it live. They're going to be watching the replay.
Listen to what was said.
I'm going to say this before we get up out. I think the key to allowing, or I should say the key to discussing the truth sometimes is you have to create a safe space. A lot of men have this, well, I can't say they have this because it's out there. A lot of men believe they don't have safe spaces to be just men, you know, or just have conversations, or just be the man and deal with stress, how they need to deal with stress, and not be stressed upon other shit that they don't need to be stressed out about. But you have to have, I think, a safe space and an open and honest dialogue to where you're not attacking this person and you're allowing the truth to just be freely up on that space. And it's not poking and prodding this person or, you know, jabbing this person for everything. It's encouraging the person to share their experience and perspective, because you're not judging, but you're willing to engage and give a thoughtful and compassionate, you know, feeling, or just being thoughtful and compassionate when they speak. Because sometimes they just need to be heard. Sometimes the truth, when the truth comes out, that person's pain needs to have a voice. And you got to allow that voice to speak. If you don't allow that voice to speak, it's going to fester in that person to where this person's just going to blow up to the wrong person. We have to create those safe spaces for people so that they can have these conversations. And that was the whole premise of me wanting to have this conversation, because sometimes the truth hurts, but we don't provide the safe space for the truth to be told. We have to create those safe spaces so the truth can be expressed, told, and be allowed to have this person deal with whatever emotion they're going to have from the truth, regardless if it's bad or good. Regardless if it's bad or good. And I think just by doing that, we'll have a better understanding and have empathy for people, even when it's difficult. Even when the truth is difficult, you can have a better understanding and have that empathy for people. You know, even in relationships, you know, we have people do bad things in relationships or whatever, or people do things in relationships and they just think, well, I'm just going to tell them the truth because I owe them that. Right. But what happens because this is going to hurt this person? Then what? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. Do you just let the chips fall where they may, or?
I try not to see. This is the thing. I try not to do things that I know is going to hurt someone. And I say the word try because I'd make a conscious effort and I just do it. It's not even about trying. It's like, you know, I'm not going to try it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And when you do something, regardless, truth, lies, whatever, when you do something, be prepared to understand how this person is feeling. Based on telling them the truth, based on the reality of the truth. Some people can't handle the truth, just like that movie with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. Yeah, when Jack Nicholson was the colonel and he was court martial and everything, and he was like, you can't handle the truth. Guess what? That's a true statement because some people can't. But it's not okay to lie to that person because you know they can't handle the truth.
A few good men.
A few good men, exactly.
I had to think about it.
So be patient with people. Allow people to understand that the truth is going to hurt. Even in the face of bad times, the truth is going to hurt sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you know that truth is going to hurt, create that space for them to be able to express how they feel, whatever the case may be, especially the uncomfortable ones. Doesn't matter if you're a funny person, you're an activist, you know, you're just an everyday person just sharing stories. Be a listening ear and allow this person to breathe in that truth. Now, for ain't shit people, it ain't too much you can do about that because all they're going to do is do it to somebody else. And expressing your anger to people like that is not going to fix the problem. Because all they're going to do is do it to somebody else. And now the other person that gets hurt, they're probably going to come to you or they're going to come to somebody that you know. And all you're going to do is shake your head and be like, yeah, it did the same shit to me. And then it's like, is this person going to get tired? No. Some people just get off of hurting people. So we have to just be okay with the fact that there's some ain't shit people out here that really don't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
And the sad part about that is there's no way of getting around that. Because no matter how you can create safe spaces and you can have these conversations, you can have these dialogues with people, some people are not receptive to that. And it's like, how do we get people to be receptive? I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying give in either. All I'm saying is there has to be a middle ground. And that middle ground sometimes is to create that safe space and meet that person in the middle and say, this is as far as I'm going, but here it is. And if it hurts you, I'm sorry, but you need to know the truth. You deserve the truth. But I know it's going to hurt. And it's like you got to prepare that person as much as you can, but at the same time, don't be an asshole about it. Just tell the truth. The truth will set you free. So with that being said, y'all know what it is. That's what I said. Podcast. We out of here. About to go out here and try to enjoy the rest of this Tuesday evening. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I might just go in here and try to create some more content. for Thursday's podcast and next week's podcast and the podcast after that, just so that we can continue the great conversation that we always have. But at the end of the day, I love each and every one of y'all. Please make sure y'all following and taking a good opportunity to go to the merch store. Please go to the That's What I Said fan page, and the link is on the fan page. You can go there and check out the merch and get you something. I've been getting DMs all day with people telling me they got their gear, taking pictures with the t-shirts and everything. So it just brings a smile to my face that I got supporters out there that really like the podcast, and they support me and Connie on this walk. I appreciate every one of y'all. Peace and love to y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. And at the end of the day, if don't nobody like you, we love you. And if they still don't like you, you know what you can tell them, right?
You eat ass with a baby spoon. Bitch, what?
We out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.